All right, let's talk about something. Have you ever thought about your life not as, something that just happens to you, but as a project? Something you can actually design and build from the ground up? Well, today, we're basically handing you the hard hat and the blueprints. It's time to become the master architect of your own life. Let's get into it. Okay, so before you start any big construction project, you've got to have a vision, right? You need to know what you're building. And this is it. This is the masterpiece we're aiming for. And look, this isn't some, I don't know, mystical, far off idea. It's simply the most authentic, the most capable, the most fulfilled version of you. That's our North Star for this whole thing. And of course, every big project needs a solid plan. So here's our 4-step game plan to build that highest self. First up, we're going to lay the foundation by getting our environment right. Then we'll put up the framework with a stable mindset. After that, it's all about designing the blueprint by envisioning who we want to be. And finally, we'll get our hands on the master tool for the job, positive affirmations. All right, let's get to work. First things first, the foundation. I mean, every architect knows you can't build a skyscraper on a swamp, right? You gotta prepare the site. For us, that means consciously, intentionally shaping our own personal environment. This is step one, and honestly, it's the one that makes everything else even possible. So why does this matter so much? I mean, it's just your environment, right? Well, because the right setting can totally boost your motivation and just slash those distractions. And the way to build that environment? It actually starts inside, with mastering your self-talk. From there, it moves outward to valuing your alone time and finding a physical space that just lets you breathe. So let's really break this down into 3 key steps. First, mastering your self-talk. Think of this like hiring a super positive, encouraging foreman for your mind, someone who's always keeping the project on track. Second, valuing alone time. This is kind of like surveying the land before you build. It gives you that calm and clarity to really see what you're working with. And finally, finding a peaceful place. That's your on-site office, right? The headquarters where you can do your best thinking. These 3 things together, they prepare the ground for everything else we're going to build. All right, so the foundation is poured and set. Now it's time to start putting up the framework. And this isn't about the physical world anymore. We're talking about the internal structure, the mental framework inside you. And let me tell you, this thing has to be strong. It's got to be able to withstand any storm life throws at it. So what's this framework made of? What's the steel holding it all together? It's what we call a stable mindset. This is all about your ability to stay balanced, to stay clear-headed, even when things get messy and tough. It's not about pretending life is perfect, no way. It's about being resilient because you are in control of how you react to it. And the payoff for building this? Oh, it's huge. We're talking better emotional well-being, stronger relationships, the whole deal. But what's really cool is how it ties back to our architect metaphor. Think about it. Enhanced decision-making, that's like having a rock-steady hand to draw perfect blueprints. Increased productivity, that's your construction crew working efficiently, getting the job done right and on time. Okay, so we've got a solid foundation and a strong framework in place. Now for the really creative part. It's time for the detailed design. This next phase is all about the blueprint, that crystal clear vision of the person we're building towards. And this right here brings us to maybe the most important question of this entire project. And I want you to really take a second and think about this. What is your highest self? What does the wisest, most fulfilled, most truly authentic version of you actually look like? What do they do? How do they act? This is not just a passing thought. This is the very core of your blueprint. Now, to answer a question that big with real clarity, you're going to need the right tools, just like any architect. So let's look at 3 really powerful techniques you can use to connect with that inner vision and start sketching out your personal blueprint. First up is visualization. And no, this isn't just idle daydreaming. This is about creating a super detailed mental movie of what you want, of your success. You make it so real, so vivid, that your mind just naturally starts building towards it. But a good movie needs a script, right? It needs details. That's where our second tool, journaling, comes in. By actually putting a pen to paper or, fingers to a keyboard, you can have a direct conversation with that highest self, and that's where you'll find the specific details for your blueprint. And finally, to hear that inner wisdom, to really listen to what that journal conversation is telling you, you have to quiet all the other noise.
Think of it as shutting down the noisy construction site for a bit, and meditation is the perfect tool for that. It creates that quiet mental space where you can actually hear the incredible insights your inner self is trying to share with you.
Okay, check this out. We've got the foundation. We've got the framework. We even have the detailed blueprint. Now you need that master tool, the one you're going to use every single day on the job site to make sure everything is being built exactly to spec. And that tool, my friends, is positive affirmations.
But hold on a sec, because not all affirmations are created equal. Not by a long shot. Just look at the difference here. You see that shift? An ineffective one says, I will be happy. The effective one says, I am happy. It's happening now. We're also shifting away from what we don't want, like I won't fail, to what we do want, I am capable. And notice how we get super specific. That specificity, that's what makes it feel real and makes it work.
So here's the secret recipe to make them really work for you. First, always use the present tense. It's happening now. Second, make them personal and specific to you and your goals. And this last one, this is the most important part. You have to fuel them with emotion. Don't just robotically say the words. You have to feel the confidence, feel the joy as if it's already 100% your reality.
Here is a perfect example of one in action. Imagine you've got a big presentation coming up. Saying this to yourself a few times beforehand. It's not some generic, fluffy statement. It's specific. It's in the present tense. And man, is it empowering. This is exactly the kind of daily tool that takes a drawing on a blueprint and turns it into a real, solid structure.
So there you have it. The whole plan is laid out. The site is prepared. The framework is designed to be strong. The blueprint is crystal clear, and you've got the master tool right there in your hand. This entire project, it's yours to build. So the only question left is, what's the very first brick you're going to lay, starting today?